Hi Merbabes, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Royale High protest account and what everyone's responses are and what I think about it. Twitter has been in a little bit of an uproar about it, and so I wanted to cover it. If this is your first time here, welcome to the Tide. I'm so happy you're here, and if you're a returner, welcome back. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. Okay, so the first thing I want to get into is what exactly is the Royale High protest account? It was a Twitter account made to talk about the common issues people are having with the game and what exactly they are upset about, which is very understandable. Communication can be very hard when developing games, and it is something that the Royale High community has been pushing for a while. Now, I personally think it goes a little bit too far, but we'll touch on that shortly. The big issues that they comment on are the lack of representation for other cultures. The Cherry Blossom set has been proven to be very problematic and it hasn't been fixed. Another big thing that they talk about is the male bodies and the scaling. We went from having this very muscular build to basically a smaller version of the women build just without the chest, and it kind of makes a lot of masculine players struggle and feel unheard because it feels like they have to essentially kind of like feminize their avatar when they want this more male looking avatar. They also comment on the prices of the band hammer and the fountain lady music box. I mean, I personally thought the prices were okay, but as seen in this tweet here, some people were really upset by the price of the band hammer, and they just thought it was really ridiculous that you had to pay to kick people out of your run. And they are very clear, and I want to make this very clear as well. Do not harass the devs. Do not send hate their way, all that. We can give feedback as a community, and this is something that they say in their tweet as shown on screen. It is all a peaceful protest, and it is not meant to send hate or harassment. It's just kind of a way to gather all of the information and all of the critiques from the community. Now that we've talked about what exactly this account is, I want to talk about something else that they have. They have shirt decals with like protests, one of them being if I only I could scale this shirt, anyone can be royalty. Now, I think like in theory these things are kind of funny, but I also think it's like a little bit too far because I mean, why do you need t-shirts? But it's funny. I like the humor behind it. The next thing that I want to talk about is community response, what people felt like and what opinions they had about Royale High that they shared, and then also the responses from the Valks and Neapolitan time. Starting off with what the community said, one person on Twitter by the name of Royale High Feedback, they made a whole list as they were feeling that the devs weren't really listening, and many things on this list include where the other Campus 3 phases, what's going on with the scaling system, why is support not super helpful, why is everything about Mermaid Shop, and it gathered a lot of other opinions, which I'm showing right here on screen, and it also sparked a lot of community feedback, and this is shown by my friend Ari's video, which actually kind of blew up on her page. So obviously this is like a big deal and people were really upset about this, but I'm really happy that it gave people like a platform and that they were allowed to talk. Another common thing that was talked about by Mallow was that Royale High's in need of a farming overhaul based off the level XP. It's just not high enough and it's low reward, which, I mean, I understand. I wish there was better farming, but I know that they have plans to implement it. There was a lot of community feedback, and there was honestly also a Twitter post called the Royale High Fanbase Protest, which was, I think, also protesting the protest account, or I don't know. There's a lot of protest account, and so seeing this was really, really funny. The biggest things that people are upset about is farming, the lack of communication, and the most common issue that we have all been mourning is the loss of our Campus 3 phases and kind of the lack of communication on what's exactly going on. Now that we've covered everything that the account is doing and kind of what the community says about it, I want to talk about how Neapolitan and the Royal High Valks replied. Now they did both make statements, and I will put them on the screen. I do not have time to read them, so please pause and read accordingly. These statements were perceived okay by the community. I didn't see anybody that were too upset or too frustrated, but they did point out how it always seems like they're saying, "Oh, we're working on it, we're fixing it, and you guys aren't forgotten." But there's no like clear evidence or anything really shown that it is being fixed, and that's something that frustrates the community and even myself. Well, that's all for today, my fantastic friends. If you enjoyed this video, swim on over to that subscribe button and turn post notifications on. That way you can see more videos. Leave your opinions in the comment section down below, and I will be getting to all of them.